This guy's dope. This guy is so dope. If you guys are looking for a dope, positive, conscious, singing, hot dude, you're into hot Australians, Jacob Lee. He's dope. Alright, I usually never play the whole song, but I just didn't want to stop listening to that. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. I got a little cold, so you might hear that. Today is episode 4, I believe. If not, I'll correct it on the screen. But I believe today is episode 4, and we are going to be talking about reciprocation. We're going to be talking about reciprocity. We're going to be talking about give and take, cause and effect, things like that. Not even cause and effect, more give and take. All right? So, yeah, let's get into that. All right, so first of all, before anything, make sure you guys hit the like button if this resonates with you, if this helps you in any type of way, if it helps somebody you know, if this clarifies anything for you. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you share these videos. Okay? I appreciate you guys. Really, I do. I love my viewers because a lot of y'all reach out to me and be hitting me up like, yo, that's what's up. I be looking at your vlog. I appreciate that, but I really need you guys to subscribe. That's really important. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to maintain the channel. So you guys need to chip in, which doesn't really cost y'all nothing but a click. Just a click. Bloop. Simple. All right, let's go to it. Today we're going to be talking about reciprocation. All right, those of you that do not understand nor ever heard of or use the word reciprocation or reciprocity, that's what we're talking about today. This means that when you're taking, you're also giving in the same amount. Or when someone's giving you, you're giving back in the same areas or the same amount. Might not even be in the same area, but it could be in different areas in their life. All right, but you still are willing to give. Okay. So let's go into this. I'm going to shut the notes because sometimes I get caught up in the notes and then I lose what I want to do. Okay. So one of the main things that we all go through is feeling like we're either not getting back equally what we're giving in to situations, or that people are taking too much from us, or we're taking too much from people, or we're not realizing that we're taking too much from people. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how many people take advantage. That's what I want to bring to light. I don't want to necessarily only focus on like I want to really start off with the people who are always looking for what is in it for them. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we focus on like I can't talk about like so much about how is it for you to get people to give back to you, because you cannot control people. You cannot. It doesn't matter what you give them. It doesn't matter what you're giving them for. If you're doing things in order for people to give back to you in equal levels, then this is not the video for you. I want to talk about the people who are willingly and knowingly looking for their own benefits. You understand? And then we'll get into more people who don't even realize it. And maybe you're watching this and you don't even realize that you're one of these people. But we're going to talk about that today. All right? So look. According to universal law, you cannot take and not give. You can't. It doesn't matter. If your soul reality revolves around you taking from others in order for you to have things, then you're out of balance. And you're not in the equal give and take. Like you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not being reciprocating to the people that are investing into you. Because they might give you money, they might give you material, they might give you time. Whatever it is that they're giving you, you have to equally show up in their area of life where they're lacking. It may not be in the same area, obviously, because they have enough to give you. You understand? That doesn't mean that you don't get... That doesn't mean that you get to scot-free just get shit and not show up for them. That's unfair. And that's out of balance. And what you do is you cause a shift You know what I'm saying? You cause a karmic imbalance. Therefore, other things start to harbor. I'm not going to name the things because everybody's different and everybody feels different and handles things different. The way I handle with things is I internalize it, it pisses me off, and I feel out of balance and I get angry at people. That's how I handle shit. Like, I'm not the type of person that's going to tell you what you need to do back in order to reciprocate the energy that I'm putting into you. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to just see how you move, look at your actions, and that's going to let me determine what kind of person you are, whether you're somebody that I could continue to invest in or somebody I need to cut off. Now what happens is so many people are in operating like this, and what they do is when they do get cut off, when the person does cut them off, like, you know what, you're not investing back, you're not reciprocating energy back in the same areas or the areas I'm in need. What they start to do is they start to manipulate and attack vindictively into the other person until they're guilt tripped into believing that they still are in need. You're not in fucking need, you're out of balance. You understand? And what's happening is you're like, oh my God, you're not going to give me anymore the way you've been giving me. You understand? And so what happens is you're now taking advantage of the other person, and you have depended on them as a supply in whatever area of the life that they're showing up for you. That's unfair, and you're out of balance when you do that. So most of the time those type of people can't handle life any fucking way because they're all their security and foundation and structure depends on the next person or the next person's resources or energy or whatever have you. This is why it's important to pay people for the work that they do. This is why it's important, even if they're telling you like, nah, I'll do it, you know what I'm saying, for you to barter a service that's an equal, energy where they're in need. This goes for work, this goes for friendships, this goes for relationships. This is very important. Okay, so many times people just disregard this. Like, I'm a woman, but I'm not a mom. You know what I'm saying? So I've witnessed women who become mothers think because they have had the child or held the child in their stomach, or they're the woman, that they can just take from men. And I've witnessed this. I've seen this. I've heard this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hear it from women, how they look at the men as if they're not worthy just because they already had the baby and this, that, and the third or whatever, and if they can't live up to, like, a guy could never do what we do. So to hold that over them and to make it seem like, you know what I mean, they're not worthy unless they give you finances or secure you or whatever, because that shit is unfair. And then even the men that do show up for certain women in those areas, even when they're getting the houses, the cars, and the this and the that shit don't ever be enough. It don't ever be enough for them. Then you want him to give you time and dedication and commitment, and you know what I'm saying? But you have to work for all of that finances and the resources in order for you to be able to provide that to the housewife or the mom who doesn't work and just thinks raising the kids is all it is. But he can't give you both if he's got to be, putting his time and his effort into working, into entrepreneurship, which is like, maybe, I'm just saying, some people, you know what I mean? Like, you have to pay attention to that. So there's got to be a reciprocation. Not that you guys aren't a good couple, not that you guys can't be together, but you have to be willing to reciprocate energy in the area he needs. If he's out providing fully all day, every day, so that way he can give you all the things that you need to be secure and shit like that, then you need to reciprocate that energy where he needs it, which is probably nurturing, because he don't have time to be nurturing. You understand? He has time to be a provider and a source of income and stability and structure. He's the provision. You understand? So women I see all the time, like, just, he don't give me nothing for these kids, and he don't, and I get it. A lot of guys don't. But you have to ask yourself, instead of asking what he's not giving you, where and what area are you giving him? Because then you can see whether you're giving him shit he already has enough of. You understand? Maybe there's an area in his life he does not have. And it might not be finances. It may not be sex. It may be listening. It may be kindness. It might be nurturing. It might be food. Who knows? But this is important stuff. And a lot of women don't pay attention to that shit, That's one example. Then you have like parents Like, you know what I'm saying? You have family, people who are constantly looking for some people to do for them based off the fact that they're family, so they should be caring. If you don't care for yourself, it doesn't matter who the person is that's in position to provide. Just because they're relative to you doesn't mean that they need to care about you. In fact, the way you treat yourself is a prime example of the way other people are going to treat you. If you don't care about yourself, why should anybody else? And if you don't give yourself love and yourself attention and yourself structure and yourself morals, why do you think and believe that anybody else should be paying that attention for you and giving you that? That's an unbalance. That's not a healthy give and take. Now you're expecting people to show up in your life in areas you don't show up for yourself. Unhealthy. And what you do is you start to drain people. I know people have heard this saying before, because lack of reciprocation starts to drain people. Look at yourself like a battery. You have a negative and you have a positive, side of your battery, right? And you have certain people in your life that when you come around, they just drain shit. It could be a positive. They could drain your positive. They could drain your negative. Whatever it is, whoever your people are in your life. And if those people don't have an outlet for you to charge back up in, then you're just a fucking dead battery sitting there. Just dead, useless. Okay? You're not good for anybody. You can't power and charge nothing up. Your energy is dead. You know what I'm saying? And so that's because when you give and give and give and give, you have people who are there to take and take and take and take. And if those motherfuckers ain't willing to let you charge back up, then you got the wrong crowd around you. I don't give a fuck who they are to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who they are to you. It just has to go sometimes. People just have to go. So, those people that are listening and that you're that type, like you're always looking like, how could you get what the shorty have to gain for you? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I hear people talking, they like, yo, she's rich. Like she got this and she got that. Like, so what? Or girls, that's girls thing too. Like, yo, he got mad bread. Like he that. So what? What in the world tells you that whatever the next person has, you're obligated to it? Or you have access to it, or you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're something, like they're obligated to share it with you. They're not. In fact, what happens is people meet each other or know each other or whatever, however the relationships occur. People that love one another or like one another, they want to be kind sometimes. They want to help and everything. But that's not to be taken advantage of. That doesn't mean that because I have enough of finances or resources that you can drain me and not reciprocate in the area that I need you to reciprocate in. Because then I start to feel like you're taking advantage of me. Then I start to see that there's an unequal give and take between us. And then I don't look at you as somebody that I'm joyingly giving to anymore. I look at you as somebody who's a fucking problem, like an endless succubus, like a fucking dark black hole that just doesn't get that they need to also reciprocate in the areas that I need. There has to be a reciprocation in energy. All right, whether you put it in material, whether you put it in energy, whether you put it in passion, whether you put it in emotion or intellect, there's so many different ways to transmute the energies behind reciprocating and reciprocity. You understand? But this unequal give and take that so many of us live in is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. You understand? People want each other to show up in areas for one another with no intention to show up in an equal level. Like, for instance, here's another type of example. Relationships, people who fuck around, people who don't live in commitment, like you'll show up for a dude and you'll be like, yo, I'm cool with the no relationship, no label shit, and we could fuck around. And then when you want the person to show up for you in an area, they're just like, nah, because that might get confused with X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? That's an unequal reciprocation. Or when you're the guy, or if you're in a situation where you're seeing someone and they're seeing, you know what I'm saying, you fucking around with them and they fucking around with you, and it's like, yo, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call shorty whenever I want to fuck around, but when she want to fuck around, I'm not available. You know what I'm saying? Unequal give and take, and you're undeserving of the energy that's being poured into you. Therefore, there's gonna be some undesirable result coming out of that shit eventually. But that's the type of energy that people don't pay no type of attention to. You know what I'm saying? Just like straight up and down, like fucking greedy motherfuckers. Because people are energy greedy, and don't think for a second that people are doing this shit without knowing. They fucking know. They know. They have every intention to look for what benefits them the most and how much they can get from you without having to give you shit in the areas you need. You ever give somebody something and you ever hear them say, "Well, I ain't know you needed any of that because you always seem like you have that." That doesn't mean that I'm not in need in another motherfucking area. And if you gave a fuck, you'd know that. You'd show up in that area. You'd be able to be awakened to that. But a lot of motherfuckers want to play blind. It's not that they're blind. Because they'll sit with you and talk about other shit that they see clearly. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what motherfuckers do around you, because people are always looking to take. You know, there's even people who call you and they don't have no room to hear how you're doing. None. They just want you to hear how they're doing, what they're going through. They just want to bomb on you. I had this one friend who I was always chilling with, and you know, she just would always complain. There was just always a fucking problem. She was so, everything that I didn't have in life, she had. She had beautiful, talented children. I've seen her with plenty of dudes who were great people, and like she'd fucking find the dumbest shit about them wrong. You know what I'm saying? And she would just be complaining. Her mom was constantly trying to be like in her life, where my mother just constantly tries to evade my shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I would just be like, why don't you, look at your shit different or whatever? And whenever I needed her to be a friend to me and show up in areas for me, she just was like, no, I can't today because I'm this. But if the bitch needed me, I was front and center. You understand? Until I was just like, you know what? You're a fucking dead weight. And I don't want this friendship anymore. You understand? She didn't understand my anger and my frustration. You know what I'm saying? She just was like I was attacking her. And it was like, nah. Like, you don't get to take and not refill a motherfucker and expect somebody to just be like cool with you. If I decide to bomb on you, bitch, that's just the way this energy transmuted, because you've extended it so much so, and you're still needing to take something from me without realizing. You know what I'm saying? Without realizing, like, you want me to also like allow you to not show up as a friend and not say anything on top of the shit you take from me. Nah, fuck that. You're a shitty friend. Not fucking with you no more.